if you're listening to this show, this is another episode of just me ranting and raving to you guys about mindset, about, in particular today, Monday motivation, and why, personally, I think it's bullshit. Like, I massively think it's bullshit for so many reasons. Number one, it's this kind of hashtag that gets spread around and it makes you feel great. It makes you feel like, yes, I get this sympathetic response. So sympathetic is that fight or flight, sudden surge of motivation, or sudden surge of like, I can do this, I believe it for a second. And quite frankly, it's a very easy thing to create. As a coach, I can do this. As someone who understands human beings, I can do this. Motivation is an easy thing. I can turn the music up to 10. I can shout at you a bit. I can encourage that fight or flight response, that feeling of, yes, I've got to push hard, I've got to go now, I've got to encourage myself. And quite frankly, it doesn't work, because how many times have you looked at the fucking Monday motivation hashtag, or you've or what else you've done, or you've seen a meme that you like, or a little saying, or you've seen a quote that you like. The problem isn't that we're unmotivated, it's something far more fundamental. And obviously, with this being me, and obviously also with it being entirely the truth, the issue is mindset. It always is and it always will be. Mindset is not only different to motivation, but it's the complete opposite to motivation. Whilst motivation is aggressive, fast moving, it's very very kind of sympathetic, like I've said. The mindset behind success, or the mindset of a champ, is almost entirely the opposite. It's smooth, it's in control, it's feeling calm and taking steps without it feeling like an effort. You only need motivation when your subconscious is in disagreement with your conscious mind or what you want to happen. So we look for this very forced overcoming of our subconscious mind, but that never works. It never ever works. So what we need to do is we need to alter that subconscious being. But how many times you look at that and you feel that, or look at the temporary thing of motivation, and you get that little spark, and then like half an hour later it's gone, and you're like, oh, why do I feel so shit again? I just watched that video that everyone told me to watch. I watched The Hero's Journey, I watched Matt Fraser snatching, or I watched this, or I watched that, or I listened to a podcast and I felt suddenly a surge of excitement. But now I feel useless again, I feel worthless, I feel like I can't make myself do the things I should be able to do, and once again I feel like a failure. This is the thing that we go through time and time again, and this is why Monday motivation, despite getting a bunch of likes and shares on Instagram, is utter horseshit, because it's perpetuating the problem. It's making it so much worse. The problem is not, and has never, well, in recent times has never been, so the last decade or so, actually since the advent of the internet, the problem hasn't been a lack of information. The problem is now a lack of implementation. We see that we need new tools and we need new tactics, and like, I'm gonna pick on a book that I actually love, and that book is what is it? Tools of Titans, that's the book by Tim Ferriss. And he's got a new book, Tribe Mentors, as well. And these books are like, they're full of tactics and ways that you can, like, things that you can implement into your life. And for me personally, I found it very useful, because I think my mindset is pretty fucking good right now and I can implement it right now. But the majority of people, you start implementing it, and like it's carried across throughout the CrossFit world as well, or functional fitness world. You start implementing it, and then a few weeks later you fall off the habit, and it's no longer working for you. So this is why the tools and the tactics and looking for a new piece of information are never going to help you. They're never ever going to help you, because it just feels shit, frankly, when you fail again. So what we need to do is realign our subconscious, and that is, as I was kind of alluding to already, from a coach's point of view, a completely different challenge. It's harder. It's not a simple case of turning up the music to 10. It's a case of listening, understanding your subconscious. It's hearing it and saying, why is this false? Or how can this be untrue? And is this helping me or hindering me? And then changing the story. The tools and tactics thing, I like, don't get me wrong, I'm not some angel. I didn't get this mindset straight away. I didn't start implementing straight away. It was exactly everything that I find tough with the CrossFit world or functional fitness world, because when I started weightlifting, for example, I was all in. I saw how weak I was in terms of performance, and I was like, shit, I need to get stronger. I need to get stronger at weightlifting. I enjoyed the process of getting better. But what was the first thing I did? Not create more time in my schedule, not understand why I've not been strong enough, not look at my training program that I've got now and look for a better coach. The first thing I did is fucking bought some customized Reebok lifters, got a Leico weightlifting belt, some straps, some wrist wraps, and I went from there. And that was my first step. Instead of going, why aren't I strong now? What have I been missing out on my training? And looking for an internal source of not motivation but mindset. What we need to do, and I'm going to say again, is realign that subconscious. And that, guys and girls, is where I'm going to finish for today. And just to re-emphasize, Monday motivation bullshit. It's the biggest con out there in social media. I think it's perpetuating the problem. I think we need to sort our shit out first. And the way to do that is listening to your subconscious, becoming aware of the things you're saying to yourself. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys on the podcast recording. If you enjoyed the show, please listen out for me, guys. Listen out for more episodes. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you leave your podcast. Listen to your podcast, sorry. And I'll see you soon for another episode of the Mindset RX series of the Alpha Movement podcast.